Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Today we're chatting to Elaine Marie, who's a fantastic makeup artist based here in Essex, and she's got loads and loads of knowledge and experience in helping couples look absolutely amazing on their wedding day. So we touch, of course, on makeup, but guys, don't switch off because there's lots of tips for skincare and looking absolutely fantastic on your big day. If you like what you hear, don't forget to subscribe, rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to, be it iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. You know how you download and access these podcasts, so do your thing and spread the word. Enjoy the podcast. We'll be back again in another fortnight. Happy listening. Good morning, Elaine. Welcome to the podcast.
Good morning, Ross. It's a real privilege to be here.
Fantastic. Well, we've talked about getting together for a chat about what you do and sharing all your expertise. So tell everybody what your expertise are and what you do for lovely brides out there.
So I'm a makeup artist based in Essex. I create really flawless makeup for the brides on their wedding day. I have quite a knowledge of a skincare background that I implement into the clients before their wedding. So they may come to a trial a few months before their wedding. So we go through a skincare routine that would work best for them.
Fantastic. So you're just a little bit more than just a makeup artist. You educate at the same time.
I do,
so
yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So how did it all start for you? You've got quite a extensive history in the industry and makeup in general.
Yeah.
So give us a little timeline of milestones in your career.
So I started at Colchester College.
Okay.
I started level 2 in beauty therapy. Then I went into level 3 beauty therapy, where we learned a lot on skincare and the real kind of diagnostics of the skin as well. So that was really interesting, and that really helps me kind of have the knowledge for the brides that I share.
Yeah, so like we say, you're not just slapping on a bit of colour and some lipstick and away they go. You're sort of getting to the... It
starts with good skincare with the makeup. So obviously at college I had a really good opportunity. There was a makeup competition that I entered, and I was very lucky that I won, and I got work experience working on the BBC lottery.
Wow.
So it was there that I learned about sort of how makeup works behind a camera. So that was really, really good knowledge.
Excellent. So yeah, you've done sort of shoots for all sorts of people in all sorts of fabulous places. Is there anything in particular that stands out as a...
I would probably say working out and running a team at Cannes Film Festival.
Wow.
Was a real kind of...
That's a big name to drop, isn't it? Cannes.
It was
I happen to have worked at Cannes Film Festival.
It was a real highlight of my career, and there was just incredible hair and makeup artists. So there was 6 hairstylists, 6 makeup artists, and a nail artist as well. I had a lot of pressure.
I can imagine.
We had such an incredible time. We had to get all the models ready. We had to do film production work up London before.
Wow.
I was kind of like the Simon Cowell of the makeup world. I had to decide who to take. Luckily, everyone came. It was lovely.
Brilliant.
It was a fantastic opportunity. A lot of high pressure. The most incredible thing. And I did the makeup for the presenter who went live for the event. So we had to have the makeup looking completely flawless. They had to look exquisite. So we did some beautiful highlights on them to shine on the stage in the correct areas, and they displayed £4 million rings to the rich and famous.
Oh my goodness!
It was incredible.
It's the whole of the world, isn't it?
I feel very privileged to have had that opportunity.
Yeah, and now you're sat in my office, so a little bit of a come down, but we're glad you're here.
It's wonderful to be here, Ross.
Fantastic. So you mentioned a lot about sort of the skincare itself and having the skin healthy. So that's something you specialise in that not all makeup artists do?
Well, I've had a little bit of background. So I worked at Greenwood's Health Spa after, I finished college, and I worked in Elemis and Declior. Then I left there and worked for Clinique for 6 years.
Okay.
So that...
Some big names.
I had a very posh name. I was called a skincare diagnostics consultant, because obviously Clinique's a skincare. Yes. And it was really interesting when you went up to London and you learned a lot on the training. So skincare does interest me, and I think when you have good skincare, it reflects on the makeup. So if the skin is very dry, etc., then the makeup's not going to sit as well on the skin.
Absolutely. Excellent. It all starts with good skin. So what are your tips for men and women, because men and women both want to look great on their wedding day, for caring for your skin? What are the from the really simple things to like little tips that people might not have heard before?
So obviously you've got your cleanse, your tone, exfoliation, your moisturize, but
what is toning? Because I don't know. I hear cleanse, tone and moisturize.
Toning the skin actually refines the skin. It can shrink the pores as well, so it's almost like a secondary cleanser for the skin. So it's just like that kind of extra boost of cleaning the skin, and it retexturises. There's different toners, so some may contain salicylic acid, some may contain some real kind of natural ingredients that are really feeding into the skin. There are a whole range out there, so many different. So sometimes toning is something that isn't always done, but actually it is an important
part
aspect.
Of the skincare.
Yes.
Anyway, I interrupted you because I didn't know. I just a personal thing. I didn't know what that meant. I'm sure everyone listening already did.
That's absolutely fine.
Do you continue?
So obviously people cleanse, people moisturise, but I think the main key that tends to get forgotten a lot is exfoliation.
Okay.
And eye cream. So I'm going to start with exfoliation. So exfoliating the skin is going to buff the skin up, it's going to polish the skin, and it's going to deflate dead skin cells. Now you can even do this with a flannel. You don't have to have these high-end exfoliating products. Just something in your bathroom like a flannel. Circular motions is really going to retexturise the skin.
Oh wow.
Because there's like 7 layers on the skin. So the first 3 to 4 layers are dead layers. So by scrubbing that away, you're going to rejuvenate the skin. So when you go to put your moisturiser on, it can really penetrate into those layers and hydrate the skin. So obviously we're in winter now. So going from a warm house outside, the skin loses moisture, and it's in the winter where skin ages more, or dehydration lines are shown. So you really do have to pick up the skincare in the winter. With exfoliating for my brides, if I have a client who has a really dry skin, I would obviously talk about exfoliation, and that foundation is going to sit that little bit more smoothly on the skin, rather than sitting on some dead skin cells that might be a little bit invisible, but it's going to be a lot more flawless. So exfoliation is amazing for the skin. It depends. It needs to be done about 2 to 3 times a week, every other day.
Okay, so quite regularly.
Quite regularly. But exfoliation, I would say, tends to be forgotten about.
Yeah.
And it is a real key for skincare.
Ah, excellent tip.
Thank
Already
you.
learned a lot, so that's really cool.
The eye cream really interests me as well. That tends to get forgotten about. I mean, Ross, do you own an eye cream? No, right, okay.
I don't.
I'm going to get you an eye cream. Okay, so with when you smile, lines are brought out. Yeah. And obviously, if you're in your 30s, you tend to develop that aging process a little bit more rapidly than if you're in your 20s. Yeah. So if you would circle the eye cream in towards the eye, it's plumping and hydrating the skin. You need the tiniest amount, because the skin around the eye compared to the skin on the face is So on your cheek, say you've got 50 to 75% thickness of skin,
Right.
and 25 to 50. It's a really delicate area.
Okay,
It's the first area to show signs of aging.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It will plump, it will hydrate, it will smooth. You can do these like with your ring finger, a figure of 8 on the outer corner of the eye, like any crow's feet, you would call it. I just call it expression lines. So it's how you work the product into the skin. But an eye cream is really important. In the summer, you could keep it in the fridge. It's quite nice if you're on your honeymoon and you've been in the sun, to keep it in the fridge. It's something that is really, really important. But you need a tiny amount, because if you put too much product on, it can make the eyes a little puffy. So you need a tiny amount. And there's obviously a lot of ingredients, different eye creams for dark circles. I do have one tip with the green tea. So I would say the green tea bags, if you drink green tea, don't throw the tea bag in the bin, put it in the fridge, and it will make a really invigorating eye mask that's got antioxidants in, that's really good for dark circles as well.
Fantastic, I like that. Brilliant. That's something we can all easily adopt and take on board and improve our eye appearance, as it were. So fantastic, cool. So do brides come to you with sort of common issues or complaints or worries before their big day? Do you see sort of a question that's always asked of you when you turn up for trials and things?
Is that with skincare more, with something in general?
Either, whether it's with skincare or the makeup for their day.
Some brides go, oh, I'm really nervous about the day.
Okay.
And I say, just enjoy every single moment. Take everything in, every flower. take everything in and enjoy the day, because it's one day. I think the most important thing is they know that they've booked really good wedding suppliers. They've got a good people there, and they're happy. They're obviously the most important people of the day.
Absolutely.
So I think what I come across is someone that would say, I'm worried about, I'm going to cry. I'm going to get cry.
Of course.
So I would say, in terms of makeup, you obviously need to take a deep breath, but if you take a deep breath through the nose and just elevate the head slightly, it tends to keep some tears in.
Okay.
It dries the back of the tear duct at the back of the eye.
Right.
And then I would show them kind of how to dab makeup, because you don't want to swipe if they've got like an elongated eyeliner.
Yeah.
They don't want to, because as much as it's, waterproof, I tend to pride myself on my products that I use, it's still makeup. So tears are a saline solution that can slightly dissolve. So as much as we want everything to last, that there's still things need to take into consideration.
Sort of, you give advice on sort of topping up throughout the day, or whatever the word, reapplying, that's it, topping up, that's drink, isn't it?
Definitely. There's obviously a lipstick's really important, and I tend to say to my brides, have a lipstick that you're comfortable with, that you love. I have so many lipsticks, but I tell them, go lipstick shopping, have some fun with it. Yeah. You can take it on your honeymoon, and if they want to add a different dimension to the look, so say you're photographing the whole day, in the evening they might want to put a brighter lipstick on to add a different dimension to their photos as well.
And talking about that, are there anything that you do differently, knowing obviously all brides are going to be photographed, but do you apply makeup differently if you're being photographed? Are there things to be aware of?
With the brides, the makeup behind a camera, it goes really neutralised. So what you see, so when you're doing a client's makeup, the key is they need to feel truly comfortable. They need to feel amazing. However, makeup behind a camera, you lose a little bit of what you see. So as much as I want the clients and the brides to feel really comfortable, I try and encourage, could we just step it up a little bit, because makeup's about enhancing the features. And a stunning set of eyes, to put that tiny little bit more sort of shadow on can really, really pick it up in the camera, because as you're photographing a wedding, they're not all close-up shots.
No.
So, and there's different sort of angles and things. So it's like kind of brows as well. You need to bring them out a little bit to add that different dimension if the camera's looking from a side profile. So we take
really good advice for that.
Thank you. So we take a lot into consideration. The camera picks up a lot of pink undertone as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when there could be a bride that has a higher colour or, you know, even rosacea. So it's really important to kind of neutralise and colour correct that down, but without, you know, laying loads of products on. And another thing the camera does is it makes you look a little bit lighter. So it tends to be with a light contour or blush, just to pick up a little bit of warmth from the skin.
Yeah, I think so. Well. A lot of people sort of semi-joke to me like, "Oh, I hope you use a lot of Photoshop," or "I need Photoshopping," and I don't do sort of heavy editing like that. Also edit all my photos, and again, like you, I enhance, but I don't manipulate.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't sort of rely on the photographer to sort of correct anything you don't like. You know, one, you should be comfortable in your own skin.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes from working with suppliers who make you feel comfortable. So whether it's your photographer and your makeup artist and your hairdresser, we should all be working together to make you feel fantastic on your wedding day. But yeah, listen to your makeup artist and you know, I try and get everything right in camera, you know, rather than correct things. So it's the same for the bride, isn't it?
Definitely.
Don't rely on people to sort of fix things later. Let's enhance and look your best.
Completely agree with you. A bride, there's a lovely Prep and Prime compact by MAC, and I would say that there's some brides that think, what can I get for the wedding day? Can I get a blush? Can I get this? And the key is the lipstick, but if a bride has an oily skin and has high shine, then just a translucent powder just to take down the nose. You know, they're on the dance floor and they're having a great time. Just to have a little touch up as well. But I think the key is that they completely enjoy their day. They haven't got to be thinking about touching up makeup all the time. That shouldn't be. That's
another one. They want to know that it's going to last.
It's going to last. Yes.
And obviously you need to, as we said, certain points reapply, and you know, if there's tears and stuff. But on the whole, you shouldn't be spending 10 hours of your day worried about your foundation.
I agree. A little top up a lipstick and then get back out there.
Fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Just go and have some fun, really. So we talked a little bit about nutrition and what you can do to help your skin.
Yep.
In the build up to the big day, there's obviously a big link between what you put in your body as opposed to what you just put on to sort of mask any perceived flaws and things like that. And you're quite passionate about nutrition when it comes to skincare and stuff. So over to you. Share some more tips on how to nourish your body.
I love a NutriBullet. Love a NutriBullet. What you can put in that, you're feeding into your skin. So it's not about just having a good moisturiser on the skin. Obviously, the ingredients in there, if you took like blueberries and kiwi fruits and things like that, they are full of antioxidant that they kill free radicals on the skin. You don't even realise that being somewhere where there's like pollution, lots of cars, you don't realise what it does to the skin. So broccoli feeds the skin with such nutrition.
I've never seen anyone say broccoli with such passion and excitement
that was
before.
Passionate,
that was a
wasn't
surreal moment.
That was passionate. Broccoli. There's papaya, which is amazing for the skin. You can just make a concoction of skincare ingredients. That's why I love a NutriBullet, and I like Manuka honey that I put in. I would put, if you want a real kind of detox, hydrating skincare, then if you have a juicer, if you looked at celery juice, pure celery juice, it's absolutely amazing for the skin. You're hydrating the skin, you're brightening the skin. If you took something like an ingredient with omega-3, It will increase the collagen production.
Okay,
so
yeah.
it will plump the skin. If you're worried about a few dehydration lines, it's great for wrinkles. There's a lot you can do with nutrition. I could probably be here all day, but if you've got, grab yourself a coffee, go on Google and have a look at what, type in papaya for your skin, for instance.
But you're talking broccoli, celery, berries.
Oh, you can do anything.
I'm feeling really good because I have berries every morning. I have blueberries every morning on my porridge, so I'm feeling quite good.
Hydrated.
My skin's not too bad if I'm having a blueberry.
Absolutely fantastic. And it's great for a bride that, wants the ultimate,
glow
on their wedding day. The glow doesn't just come from a compact,
a
highlighting powder. So you want to look great but feel great as well in so many aspects. So nutrition is real key. And something like just water, it hydrates the skin.
Yeah, water is it's underrated, and I think people get bored of hearing it, but it's what we're made up of, isn't it? So
definitely. I do like a coffee, and that's not, drinking too much coffee isn't that there's pros and cons of coffee.
It's moderation, isn't it?
Yes, but hydrating the skin is the real key. But have some fun, grab a NutriBullet and just feed your skin.
Fling it all in and feed your skin.
Fling it in, that's a good one.
I will never look at broccoli in the same way. I'm just going to see the excitement in your eyes every time I have a bit of broccoli. Elaine will love this. So. Fantastic.
Definitely.
So finally, we're just going to talk a little bit, and we've touched on this as well, just about building that trusting relationship with your makeup artist before the big day. Yeah. What are the key things that bride and groom should do? Because some grooms have a makeup artist. We're fully inclusive here. So, but if you've booked or you're booking a makeup artist for your wedding, what should you look out for, and what can you do to help build that relationship, and what can the makeup artist do themselves that somebody should be looking out for in a potential MUA?
I think the key thing with a makeup artist and the bride and groom is to have a good consultation, to know exactly what the bride and groom want to get from the the day. It's key to. You could look at someone and think, right, let's do this and this, I'll leave it to you. But unless you're conducting a thorough consultation, asking lots of questions, I don't stop talking on a consultation. However, I get so much information that I know that I'm not just got my palette and I'm away.
Yeah.
I kind of think what is natural to one bride isn't natural to another.
Absolutely.
So it's asking the questions, it's, do you wear makeup, do you wear eyeliner, what about this? And I tend to kind of tread cautiously, and then we could add more if the client feels comfortable, because they could say, I want a smoky eye, and you could do a really light smoky eye, but it may not feel comfortable for that client. So the key thing is to make sure you've got an approachable makeup artist, and one that you can ask questions. So I normally say to my brides, if you have any questions, don't, just give me a call or a text, because it's that they feel comfortable with every element, even so much as lashes, the eyebrows. There's so many elements to makeup.
And all eyes are on you on the day. So if you're already feeling a bit conscious, you want to know that you look your best and how you want to look, isn't it?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, and I think going back to your point, I always say a sign of a good supplier is that they're asking lots of questions. Yeah. So you should be answering. You're going to have questions to ask your florist and your makeup artist and your photographer, but you should be answering loads, because it's a sign they're interested in you and they're treating you as an individual, because they're not just making assumptions. They're not just going to do what they do with every bride and groom. So I think be prepared to answer lots of questions about yourself. It's a sign that you're in safe hands.
Definitely, and say, what you want, and with my brides, I say, do you want to look amazing? Let's go for it, but make sure you're comfortable at the same time.
And you have to be honest.
Yes.
You have to be honest.
Goodness.
Don't worry about offending. You don't have to do it in a rude way, but if you on your makeup trial and
we can change
I don't like that look. Yeah.
That's what the makeup trial's about. You may put a beautiful pigment on, and they think, actually, I want it more matte. And that is exactly what a trial is about.
Yeah.
It's about trying different things so that they're truly happy. And I normally say, I tend to conduct a trial in the morning and say, keep looking in the mirror, see how it wears. As much as these products are amazing, and I do pride myself on the techniques to blend it in so that it lasts, it is still makeup at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So there are a few key things, a powder just to touch up. But yeah, I've had some brides sleep in makeup. It's not something I advise, but I think they just want to put a towel on there and wake up. So.
Fantastic. Well, you've provided so much useful information and advice, so we really appreciate you coming today. And we got here, we got it recorded. We had a few sort of cancellations and frustrations, but we've done it, which is brilliant. So, one, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Ross.
And two, before we sign off, just tell everyone how they can see your work and get in touch with you.
So I am on elainemariemakeup.co.uk. I'm also on elaineMarie.makeup on Instagram. They can call me, contact me, message me. I probably not, I'm growing my social media presence. But any questions, I would love to hear from them.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, and we'll be back very soon with another episode.